Is this the most inefficient department within the UK government? This video is a little different to those I usually make, but hopefully still of interest to those that follow me and hopefully attract some new followers. Firstly, in August 2023, I made a video about my travelling to Shanghai to apply for my passport renewal, as the 10-year period of my passport was coming to its end. You can watch that video here. I will post a link in the description box below. I went to Shanghai, as I mentioned, on the 10th of August. The payment for that transaction was completed on the 15th of that month, and all was progressing well, or so I thought. At the visa processing centre in Shanghai, they informed me that at that time the renewal process was taking around 4 to 6 weeks, and not the 11 weeks plus that was listed on the UK passport website. As the 4 to 6 weeks passed and the 11 weeks was still being listed, I was not too concerned, and in October a friend of mine, thanks Anthony, called the UK passport hotline on my behalf and was informed that my application was in process and I would be informed when it eventually arrives in Shanghai and could be collected. On November the 22nd, my friend once again called the UK to inquire on my behalf. I was at that time informed the passport had been sent to be printed and I should receive my new passport by the 4th of December. I thought that was maybe a little optimistic, as once it was printed it had to return to the passport office, then be posted to Beijing before then being posted on to Shanghai. By the middle of December I was a little concerned and contacted my sister in the UK to call the UK passport office on my behalf. Now, when my friend here in China called, all he was asked for was my full name, my date of birth and the final 4 digits of my passport number. However, when my sister called, they asked for several more details, including a letter from me authorising her to act on my behalf, which I promptly completed. Now they also wanted the application number. When my sister called them back with the additional information, she was told there was no application of that person on their record. Meanwhile, I had managed to get an email sent to the UK passport office, and the process I uncovered was one of incompetence one should not expect of a government department. What follows is a trail of emailed correspondence between myself and this government department and their lack of accountability in dealing with this matter. First, I was told the finance department has tried to contact you on several occasions in regards to a failed payment. Now, this is the first occasion of inaccuracy, as prior to this they had claimed the fee I had paid was being retained by them to cover administrative costs, and they continued that if I wished to continue with holding a UK passport, I would need to apply once again and pay the full fee for a second time. Now, let us look at these points. Firstly, I live in China, so of course I need another passport. Secondly, they had, in their words, tried to contact me on several occasions. I supplied 2 contact telephone numbers. There are no missed international calls or unknown numbers on my phone during this period. I also supplied 2 email addresses. There is no trace of any correspondence from the UK government or their passport office during this period either. The emails I received from the passport office after I initiated contact in mid-December continued to mention that my passport application had been withdrawn on the 17th of November when, after 90 days of my not replying to their failure to contact them had elapsed. Now, how could I be aware that they had been trying to contact me if they had not made contact with me? This incompetence or inefficiency, what do you think? Leave a comment below. I am interested to hear your comments. The email messages continue to state that when applying for a passport online, you should upload your photo and send in your old passport. Number 1 point here, I did not apply online. Here in China, we cannot use that option. We have to attend one of 4 application centres here in China. I supplied all the required documents, including photocopies of every page of my passport, including the unused pages and the cover. From China, there is no requirement to send your passport, as it is required here as official ID. Again, the email stated the adequate warning was given to me about my need to contact the UK Passport Office. There was no contact, so how could I be aware of the need to contact them? Now, let us look back at the 2 telephone calls made on my behalf from here in China, one in October and the second one on the 22nd of November. I was informed during this course of email communication that my application was withdrawn on the 17th of November, so why was it then sent to the printers after this time? And more importantly, why was there nothing mentioned about the urgent requirement to contact them about this overdue payment, the one they received in full on the 15th of August? 2 telephone calls were made to them, yet nothing was mentioned about the need to contact them. Surely something should have popped up on my file so that the operator of the call could have informed the person calling on my behalf of this financial irregularity. Throughout dozens of emails over the few days, all I heard was excuses and what I should have done to rectify this situation, despite the government department not notifying me of this prior to my contacting them. In fact, throughout the series of emails, nobody contacted me. It was all in response to my emails. I was constantly reminded that somebody would be in contact with me within 2 working days. Nobody ever made contact with me. I had constantly asked for contact details of a person who could directly deal with this matter. Those requests were either ignored or conveniently not completed. Then the emails took a turn of approach. Maybe they were fed up of my constantly asking for this matter to be rectified. I received a message stating, "Thank you for your email regarding your payment issue. It is not a payment issue. The payment was taken on the 15th of August. The customer service email team is unable to review any payment information, and we cannot assist further on our end." I assume my problem was then passed on to another department within the UK Passport Office, but as all correspondence stopped and I was not informed except for this: the senior team will contact you once they have investigated this issue and will be able to provide you with further assistance, but no contact details for me to correspond with the senior team. I ignored the message that the email team cannot deal any longer with this issue. I again asked for a contact name, the email address of someone dealing with this matter, and of course there was nothing in reply. I then asked how long their investigation into my issue would take, and the reply was somewhat expected. "We are unable to provide an estimated time frame as to when you'll be contacted." Considering they had not so far contacted me, I assume that meant never. "The issue you have raised has been passed to the relevant department, who will respond to you directly." That was on December the 27th. It is now the 15th of January, and a few days ago I received an email in my email inbox that was basically just more BS. The reply read that there was an issue processing my payment. What issue? Payment was taken on the 15th of August, as I have repeatedly told them. I repeatedly supplied them with proof of that. They continued to mention the finance team tried to contact me on several occasions. Not once did they contact me, and they continued to mention HM Passport Office policy and procedures without actually addressing any of the issues I raised. And more importantly, what department is now dealing with this? I have asked and received no reply to this request. Could it be the department that doesn't exist? And so, after constantly searching around online, I succeeded in finding the official complaints email address of the UK Passport Office. I duly contacted them, informed them of my problem, and received an almost instant reply asking me for the detail of my problem. Do you see the problem here? One constant here is that every little section that offers some help in dealing with problems is tucked away somewhere within the maze of this UK government department. After sending now about 3 emails in consecutive days to different people, all asking the same questions that work within the official complaints department, it is clear this is a government department that has no scruples about assisting the people they are supposed to serve. I still wonder how long this mess will take to get cleared up. It is clearly a mistake of their creation and not one they are willing to accept or own up to. After finally getting a reply from the complaints department this morning, I received a reply in my email inbox that was basically just more BS. The reply read, "There was an issue processing my payment." What issue? Payment was taken on the 15th of August. I've repeatedly supplied them with proof of that. They continue to mention the finance team tried to contact me on several occasions. Not once did they contact me, and they continue to mention HM Passport Office policy and procedures without actually addressing any of the issues I raised. I wanted to take this further. If I wanted to take this further, I would have to follow the link they provided, which took me back to stage 1 of the process. I have failed another complaint, as the emails they send me are on a non-reply service, so current inquiries cannot be addressed in a matter which adheres to a discussion. I'm not alone in having passport renewal problems. This happens to more people than the UK Passport Office is willing to admit to. The system is clearly broken and needs fixing. Until then, more people will have to go through the lottery of whether or not they receive the passport they expect when applying. Today, I discovered another flaw in their system. While searching for the location of the UK visa office in Beijing, as Beijing is now more convenient for me than Shanghai. When clicking the link for the map of the Beijing location, it opens to the UK visa office in one of their sites in the Philippines. More incompetence or just a convenient red herring? Not to worry, I found the location through the site for New Zealand, as they share the same building. At least one country is able to direct its citizens to where they want to go. The New Zealand site offers contact emails, telephone numbers to contact them. None of that is available to UK citizens. I'm about to begin the process of applying for my passport once again. Hopefully this time my application will have more success and I can get past the inefficient department and find someone who knows what they are doing. I will not be holding my breath waiting for a successful outcome.